Backseat musicians.
Yeah, I'm still getting over like the fear of being in front of a camera, bro. Like it's different when we're doing this because I can kind of ignore it, and I can just talk to you. But when you're like standing in front of the camera, you have a script that you have to remember, or you have to sing, and you need to make sure that that take is as perfect as possible so the record is nice. But also you want it to sync up to a camera. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Yeah, it's a different. You get very pedantic very quickly, man. It's a bit of a trip.
It's funny because when I record stuff at home, like different sessions, the minute you put the camera on, so you, like a person's already a little bit nervous, like recording session, and then you put the camera on, and they like never they, make more mistakes than normal. And the minute you say, okay, I'm not recording, I won't record video anymore, they just nail the take.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, like but it's something to really work on. Like with my album, I made sure that I recorded most of my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't fix things. Like I wanted, because I'm recording MIDI for all the piano parts, I didn't want to like be able to fix things. I mean, I wanted to make sure that I played it right. As if I was playing a real piano. So I refused to fix things, and I made sure I recorded everything, even though like I'm not using all of the videos that I made of it. It's like adding that extra pressure to allow myself to grow. So this is the take. Or like obviously I wouldn't do it at one take, but I mean I would do takes in front of the camera, recording it live and not fix it. So there's like, natural, maybe the odd mistake here or there or fumble in my playing, but I wanted that. I didn't want to create a static, lifeless creation by fixing everything.
Yeah,
and that's the cool thing about, like you say, it's a different ballgame. It's something you have to actually practice.
Yeah.
And get comfortable in. But it's a really good practice because even if you're not recording for a purpose, like you're doing it now for something,
Yeah.
it's good to do that even if you're not. Even if you're just practicing to get better. Because, it'll show you. It'll expose your weaknesses quite quickly.
Yeah, it really will. Do you know what I think it is? So like as musicians, so when you become a performing artist, you sort of like sign on in your head to things being available to the public. And musicians, they don't think that they're signing up to be seen. They think they think they're signing up to be heard. So we're more secure about what people hear about us than what they see. So when they see us and hear us, we panic. I think that just a thought that popped into my head. I don't know how accurate it is, but
Maybe. I think that would maybe be more personal for you.
maybe, yeah.
For me, it's always been an image thing. I believe if you're a performing artist, you'd need to realize that people see you before they hear you.
Yeah, but you see, that's what I'm saying, is in that doesn't click for most musicians because we don't think that immediately. We think, cool, we're going to be behind, like for example, you're a drummer. You're like, oh, cool, I'll be behind the kit, like no one's going to see me.
No,
but
I know what
you know
you're
what I'm
saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's each person because for me, from a young kid, playing piano thingies, it's like I quickly, from my first one, I realized you're not thinking about anything at that age. You're just nervous because you're nervous. I quickly realized that walking onto the stage, that set the standards for for my actual performance. And I stayed for like I quickly realized they're gonna see me before they hear me. So for me it was actually that's why like my physique is something I take seriously, which I've neglected past couple of weeks, and I've not been eating healthy. But I mean, that's why it's something that I'm very concerned about, and why it's a thing that I always tell people, like make sure you'll feel good in your own skin, so that because they will almost always see you before they hear you.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you are on a massive multi-million-dollar production, right, Daniel van der Veld, in shining lights, and your first thing that you were going to do coming on the stage, you're like a full band, full tracks, and proper Michael Jackson type of show, and you did a thing where you started singing before they saw you, they'd still only start judging you from when you came out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Did you get what I'm saying?
Because I've done that as an audience member. I know that. Like, where you hear, like, I think, who is it? I can't remember which show. I was watching a recording of a show, but like I think it was Bublé, even Bublé or someone who I guess started singing before they came on stage. But then it feels like a disembodied voice until he walks out with the lights.
And then the camera
yeah,
crazy.
and then,
you know.
And then it's like, oh, he's actually here now.
Yeah. So like, no matter how good that you could have done the most amazing, the most technically amazing thing, whatever it was, and it could have been the most spiritually amazing thing too. I still wouldn't have the same depth as walking on there confidently.
Yeah. No,
looking sharp, whatever that meant.
Yeah. No,
so I mean, I'm not like something. I think there are people who will not have realized that, and there are people that will have. And I'm very, very much aware about the physical part of it. I know that it doesn't mean that like. I don't always. I do know that I look stupid sometimes when I'm singing. I mean, playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm aware of that. But when I do that, I'm giving off a lot of energy, and that in my mind makes up for it. So, like, yes, I don't want to be pulling these stupid jazz faces, you know.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm trying to work out. But I'm not that hard on it. Not like becoming insecure about the fact that I look like this in that point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I'm giving off energy, and that part of the physical thing is, you can hear energy maybe, but there's nothing beats that hearing it and seeing it. So when you see the band just like really digging in and whatever, like, you know, that I feel like it makes up for the vibe, like whatever else is not there. Or whatever stupid thing you're doing at that moment, you know.
Like even
groove face.
Like you know the trumpet thing that I do when I solo.
Oh,
do you know how many people people comment on that more than my solos?
You mean like non-musicians?
Yeah. Like there'll be like after Jazz Fest, like some people really hate it. They find it super annoying, but I don't care because it's a mnemonic thing for me. But people talk about it all the time. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I really enjoyed that set, but yo, what's the trumpet thing? Are you actually playing the notes? Like, what are you actually doing?"
So interesting because I always wondered why singers do that, because it must have been a physical learned thing, because it's a completely unnecessary thing, right?
Yeah.
Because do you know what makes me say that is that there are singers who can't play an instrument, trumpet, saxophone, piano, that do that.
Yeah.
So it's been something that they've learned from like, I don't know who. The same as like my faces that I pull when I play piano. I saw it on people, on pianists, and when you're young, it impressions you and go, that's what it looks like to be burning. Do you know what I'm saying? It's literally, it's something that's a subconscious decision when you were young that triggered, you went, this is what it means to be hip, or whatever. You don't know what hip is at the time, but like, this is what a professional pianist does. This is what a professional singer does. This is what a trumpet does. You know, the saxophonist, leaning back and playing into the air. You know, like, this is what becomes very impressionable. And not everyone does, but a lot of people do. Like, I know that the face that I pull, I saw it on Mark Fransman when I was like really young.
But you see, the thing is, that, admittedly, I didn't see the trumpet thing in any singers because I didn't check out singers who scattered before I started scatting. But yeah, just speaking of the silly face thing and like this, is that the reason why I don't care if people don't like it or like it, it's just that it's not ignoring the physical to enjoy the weird parts of your personality that come out on stage. If anything, it's embracing it, because you're actually being yourself on stage.